Solomon has joined.
I have joined. Are we rolling?
We are rolling.
So what's going on?
Not much. Been kind of a quiet week.
That's good.
Yeah.
So nothing to share. Well, before we get going, what are we drinking tonight?
All right, I got Melvin Brewing's Juice Theorem IPA. 7%. They're out of Eureka, Missouri. They're changing their name apparently, though. I don't know. I don't remember what it was going to be now. But I think they were tied to another brewery outside of St. Louis, and they're kind of going off doing their own thing. Okay.
So how many pints?
I'd give it like 3.5.
Middle of the road.
Yeah.
Okay. But not I tried. I swear to the Lord, I tried to get up to a narrow gauge because you told me about that Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
So that's where it was narrow gauge, right? If I
yeah.
remember correctly, you talked to me about that, right?
Yeah. Theirs has been the best one I've had this year.
Oh wow. Okay. Now, have they done a Oktoberfest brew in the past?
I think they have, but I think this is the first year it's like been readily available for people outside of the brewery.
Okay.
So cool. I got this one. Oh, I went to Friar Tuck's and got that one. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I just did not have time to get up there. And they have weird hours too, though. They're not normal to be able to go into the actual brewery itself. But
it's almost
I'll try my best this weekend.
It's almost easier just to go on their website and order it, and then you just got to go pick it up.
Well, I mean, regardless, as long as they have. That's the other thing is though, you walk in if they don't have it, that would suck.
Yeah.
So yeah, I need to try to get there. I'd love to try it.
Yeah.
Plus, hopefully the weather cools down a little bit. It'd be even better to enjoy it.
Yeah. The other really good one I had is from Bluewood Brewing. It's called Oktoberfest, and it's got a very fancy logo on it with a dog with a German hat on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. But 'tis the season for the Oktober. A lot of different Oktoberfests. I went to where were we? God, I think it was the Schnucks up in De Pere, the really big one, like the mega Schnucks up there. Their whole liquor section is just whoa. It's like good Lord, blows you away. But their beer selection was phenomenal. But they got rid of the I guess the walk-in freezer is no longer a thing. I guess they got rid of that, but they've got tons and tons of local brews and microbrews and everything like that. So
when we moved to a nicer area.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is our Schnucks is just crap for beer selection.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, at least you got a Friar Tuck's right there. That doesn't, or at least it doesn't seem too far away. So.
Yeah, no, I've got Friar Tuck's, I've got Dogwood, and I've got Total Wine, all within 5 miles. So
there's a Total Wine out by you?
Yeah, it's only been open less than a year.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I only knew the one that's in the crazy Brentwood parking lot, that crazy one, which I think that's the original, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Manchester one that's down off of Manchester. Those are the only two I knew about.
But, there's one in Chesterfield, too, off Ballast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. So, let's see. As far as me, do you want to guess what I got going on?
Yeah, more car problems? The Jeep?
No, Jeep's still just sitting in a dealer parking lot waiting to get looked at. They said they would do their best to get it looked at before the appointment date, but that ain't happening apparently, I guess.
Yeah.
But no, the newest one was I pick up one of my kids from dance class, but I had my other one with me. We stopped by to visit my folks just to do a visit. I hadn't seen them in a little bit.
Yeah.
And then pick her up. We're driving home, or we're trying. I needed to run an errand, and I'm actually at an ATM because I needed to pick up some cash. And while sitting in the ATM, my little one in the back seat, she starts crying that she's about to pee her pants. Yeah. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Because she's the kind of kid where, like, when she's got to go, she doesn't tell you, like, hey, I think I need to go pretty soon. Can we, find somewhere to go? No, It's like the pee's ready to come out of her as soon as she tells you she has to go. I was like,
the pee equivalent to prairie dogging.
Yeah. And so we went to a gas station around the corner, not too far away. And we run in there real quick. And lo and behold, oh, hey, sign on the door says bathroom out of order. So I'm like, oh no. So I'm like, okay, we run out of there. And then I get back in the car and I'm going like 90 miles an hour on a 30 trying to find a bathroom for this kid. I know of one, and it's across of 70. There's a Quick Trip across the way near the movie theater over there. But I forgot there's a gas station on the corner where the Bass Pro is. So I'm waiting in my right-hand turn lane to go turn right to go to where the gas station is. And we're just sitting there waiting for the light. And then all of a sudden, bam, rear-ended. And stopped. I was like, what world am I living in?
Yeah.
Again, everyone was okay. You know, it was just a bumper, really, to be honest with you. It was just a rear bumper. Kids were a little scared of it. The worst part was the kids still had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I sent my daughters into the Walgreens that was right next to us because it was too busy to get across the street to where the gas station was. I was like, just go in the Walgreens. Plead with the people, say, my sister's about to pee her pants. Please let her into a bathroom because I know there's one in there.
Yeah.
So I have them go run in there, and this poor woman comes out of the car that hit us. And I'm just, I had my eyes closed. I was just, had my chin against my chest. I won't say I was praying, and I don't think I wasn't angry. You know, I was just defeated. I think was the best way to say it. I just felt defeated. And she just goes, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Is everyone okay?" And she has a thick Russian accent.
Yeah.
And I go, please tell me you have insurance. And that's the first thing I said out of my, I said, please tell me you have insurance. And she's like, yeah, I have insurance. And then the next thing was, okay, I'm sorry. That shouldn't have been the first thing I said. Are you okay? I asked her that. I did. I was like, are you okay? And I'm so sorry. You girl. And I'm like, the girl's already gone. Like they ran out of the car. I'm like, my daughter had to pee really bad. We were going to the I pointed, let's say that gas station. That's where we were going. So then I was like, well, get back in your car. This is a dangerous road to be on. Please get back in your car. Meet me in the Walgreens parking lot. My daughter's in there. We'll get the insurance stuff taken care of in the parking lot.
Yeah.
She pulls in the parking lot. And then I can't get in because to get in and out where that is, it's 2 right-hand turns. You either get out going right or you turn in getting right. But where my car was, I would have to do almost a U-turn to try to get into the exit part of that.
Yeah.
So I was like, just meet me in there. I'll find my way in there.
Yeah.
And so she goes in the parking lot. She stops for a second, but then she tries to go out the exit of the other side of the parking lot. And I go, oh no, she's trying to run. Oh, fuck this. No way. Yeah. Luckily, the light turns as she's coming out of the parking lot that way to try to get in front of where I was on the right-hand turn lane. Yeah. I stop her and I go, meet me in that I didn't lose it. I'm still trying to be nice because she was probably just whatever. Yeah. I don't know what she was doing. It felt to me like she was trying to run, but that's just my perspective. Who knows what she was trying to do? Maybe she thought I wasn't going to that parking lot because I was going past it. Right. And maybe she thought I was going to the gas. I don't know. All I know is you could hear me probably throughout the whole traffic yell, go into that parking lot right there. And you can see I turn on the dad voice right there. Yeah. So she pulls in the parking lot. We do the exchange. We have the cop come. She even goes to fill up her gas while she's waiting for the cop to come. Because my bumper was destroyed. It was just, it needed a new bumper, but I think it was fine as far as like structural or whatever, Yeah. Maybe it would need an alignment at some point, but it's drivable. It's fine. The girls are fine. I'm just sad more than anything. Yeah. Because, but my bumper's hurt. The worst that happened to her, she was in a Highlander. Yeah. And I'm in my little Camry from 01. She had a 2011 Highlander. Her front bumper was absolutely perfect. The only thing that happened was her license plate was a little dented. That's it. Oh my God. So, but my bumper just cracked, just a huge crack. Yeah. Some of it came off on the sides and whatnot. And, cop does everything, takes care of all of it, takes the pictures to upload the report and whatnot. Yeah. And she says, yeah, I hit him. I was like, hell yeah, I'm dead stopped. And so get them back home, do all that stuff. And then, but the nightmare of the story really isn't even that part. And again, first world problems, right? Not a big deal, but just an inconvenience, right? More than anything, it's just an inconvenience. The part that almost made me lose it, though, was when I took it to the auto body shop. Yeah. And I almost tried to call your brother to get some advice, because of his marriage into that type of family, right? Yeah. And but I was like, okay, I'll figure it out. Because I take it to the body shop, and they look at it, and they know how old it is and how many miles and, the bumper. And I go, okay, yeah, it just needs a new bumper, guys. And they go, well, we'll have to take it off and see if there's anything else. And whatever the full total damage is, we have to tell the insurance company. They might total you out. I was like, wait, what? Total it?
For the age of the car.
No, because that's the thing. As far as if they total it, then you're never going to find me a free and clear car.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
In this economy, I'm not taking on a car. I cannot take on a car payment. I refuse to. And I'm like trying to say, are you trying to tell me I might lose my car over a bumper? They're like, well, there's a Missouri law where if the damage and the repair is more than 80% of the value of the car, yeah, it could get totaled out. We just had a 2001 Ford Fusion or Focus or something. I think it was Focus.
Yeah.
And they totaled out the Focus over a bumper. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be. I was like, no, that I'll just take my car back. And that's what the deal is.
Yeah.
I'll just take it back and chalk it up as a loss. Because then, you think about, well, because the first thing the lady says, can we try to not involve insurance on this? And I was like, no, I don't do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Plus your plates are from Virginia. You're not staying in town. She said she was on her way to Colorado. I'm like, lady, you're gone. Yeah. I have no way of even knowing where you're at, how to get hold of you, all that stuff. Unless you want to Venmo me or give me cash right now for way over what it costs. And she's like, well, I don't want to do that. I'm like, well, duh.
Yeah.
So, and then I go, all right, well, what do we do here? They're like, well, you're going to need to know how much your car's worth. And I go, well, isn't that what you guys do with the insurance company? Don't you and the insurance company come up with that information? They're like, well, the insurance company tells us, but we don't know because we haven't had a chance to contact them yet.
Yeah.
I'm like, so you want me to call them to give you that number? And they're like, well, if you want to get the repair done or not, that's your decision to do. I was like, oh my God. I was like, might I remind you, I'm the one that got hit.
Yeah.
None of this is my fault. I didn't do anything wrong.
I was just in the car. That's all I did.
I was just in a car with a kid that had to pee. That's my life, Jay. I'm in a car with a kid that's got to pee. That's how much of that is our lives.
So technically, you can blame the kid then.
No, I'm not. No,
I know.
No way.
I know.
No way. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
And so I call, get a value. He gets the number. We do 80. I even do it on my phone on the calculator. Going, this is what they say the car is worth at 80%. Y'all need to make this work under that number. And they're like, yeah, I think we can make that work. And of course, yeah. And it turns out, yeah, everything's going to be okay. I got a call today saying they might even have it done by tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I just like total first world problem.
Yep.
Totally get it. Kids are fine. Everybody's safe. That's the best part of it. But it's just like, can I go 1 week, Jay?
Yes, I know.
And then what's funny is the rental car. It's just a Corolla. It's just a simple Corolla, but it's the newest car. Any of my kids have never been in a car this new before. Well, that we've driven. Like,
yeah,
their aunts and uncles have newer cars, so they've been in newer cars with their aunts and uncles. But this one has like one of those. It's got a freaking like iPad.
Yep.
On the dash or whatever, and we've never been in a car like that. I don't know if anybody has a car like that right now that I can think of.
We've got one enough for
right around with. But they're looking at it, and I go, all that is just going to be really expensive to fix it when you got to. That's all I told them. It's like, that's going to be so expensive to fix someday. But yeah, and they're just like, and my kids, you can just tell they've grown up poor because they're like, I don't like this. This is too much. This looks weird. It's too bright. It's too bright. Because what's funny about the Camry is when you drive it at night, you know how your lights usually come on so you can see the radio stations?
Yeah.
Not mine. Yeah. You don't know what station you're on. You just flip the radio. And Bluetooth. No Bluetooth. I mean, we got something you can adapt to Bluetooth. I don't use it or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's just like you don't see anything. It's pretty dark. All that stuff. And last night he's like, I don't like the font. The font is weird. This hurts my eyes. I don't like this anymore. Let's get our old car back. I was like, I'm like, at least I'm raising you kind of right, where you're not jaded by all this stuff and you expect the best and newest of everything. They actually prefer the poor person car.
I know, because it just leads to more first world problems, like whose phone is going to sync to the car so we can listen to music.
Oh, you guys, that's a problem you guys have run into before?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. That's hilarious.
I mean,
we've never had that problem.
You've got 4 phones in the car with 4 different types of music on it.
No, that's not something we've had to run into. Not at all. It's just, oh my God. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
And that little thing zips around too. It's pretty fun to drive it. I was like, this is crazy for a little Corolla. I was like, unless that's just, I don't know. It's just crazy. Maybe I'm just used to driving cars that are just old that don't zip like they do these days. I don't know. Yeah. But that's my adventure. That was my adventure that happened on a Sunday. And then the rest of the week's been okay, I guess. We're just trying to get, every week just seems like a battle. And it goes by slow, but yet fast. And it's just like, you blink and we're already through September. You know what I mean? This is fun. This is crazy, but that's my my funny story to share with you. Just yet another day in the life.
Oh, yeah.
Another day in my life. Someday I hope to not have to share a story with you, Jay. We just go, let's get into the topic.
Yeah. Makes me complain about going to football games on every Friday. Kind of embarrassing.
Well, hey, I forgot to ask you because you were able to watch a game for me that where I have an interest, where one of the players is a Mizzou commit. Because they played. You said you guys played Washington, correct?
Yes, they played Washington. They destroyed them too.
Yeah, and that's why Drink was there. Did you see Drink showed up in the copter or something like that?
Yeah, when we got there, we had to pick Kaylee up at work at 7. So by the time we got there, it was about the end of the first quarter, and Drink was standing on the field.
Nice.
And so, I was looking. Ryan Jost was the player he was there for. Didn't play.
Yep. Oh, he didn't even play.
Wow. I didn't even see him on. I didn't even see him on the sidelines. Yeah. So I don't know if maybe he's looking at other players that he hasn't recruited yet. But yeah, he was there for about half, and then halftime as we're about to take the band equipment out on the field, he runs over to the helicopter and flies away.
Yeah. That now, mind you, that's the Pinkelcopter. That didn't exist until Pinkel got there. So.
Yeah. And I had forgotten that he was in town anyway because they played in St. Louis last weekend.
Correct. Yeah, that was a big deal.
Yeah.
A lot of local talent was there at that one. And the dome looked really I've heard the dome was pretty crappy, but on TV the turf did look really crappy. It looks really bad.
Yeah.
My biggest thing I said the whole week when I was talking about on the board was my biggest fear is that you got a guy like Luther who cuts as hard as he does and makes people miss. That something is going to happen to his knee on that bad turf.
Yeah, knee or ankle.
Because it's concrete under there, dude. You get tackled hard enough on it some way, I guess. I don't know how much thickness there is on that turf.
Yeah, I don't know.
Back in the day, I heard it was just it was really slick. Really, really slick. And, didn't Reggie Bush get hurt there? Yeah,
and he sued the city.
That's right. But then the city got off on a technicality of some kind.
Yeah, I don't remember how that ended. It just kind of died.
But that is just take a piece of carpet from your house and roll it over some concrete. I was like, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah,
that's gotta hurt to tackle on that, right?
But
luckily they got out unscathed. But that's interesting that you got to see that. Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with as much as the local town as possible. It's just a lot of it for St. Louis is not this year, next year. There's some pretty good talent coming out next year to keep your eye on, kind of thing. Because this recruiting cycle is pretty much done.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, we're not a recruiting podcast.
No. But
we could do that another podcast. If you ever want to start one of those, I'd be happy to do one with you. But I don't know when we'd find the time to do it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to contribute much. But the funny thing is,
all I would do is just regurgitate what Gabe reports.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how else I would.
Well, I know
because that's where I get all my information from.
But it was funny. This month, I've seen him there, and I've seen Randy Orton there.
I know, yeah. You're talking about Randy Orton. Wow.
Yeah.
And how'd that happen again? His daughter was
his daughter goes to school there.
And is she in the band or is she a cheerleader?
No.
Or?
She plays volleyball.
Plays volleyball. Okay.
And so a few days we went up there for open house. Mm-hmm. Malin showed us her schedule, and there was a volleyball game going on. A couple days before that, though, my buddy Jim sends me a picture of his son with Randy Orton. I'm like, oh. Where's that at? And he's like, oh, that's at his high school. Liberty's team is playing. I'm like, really? His daughter goes to Liberty? I'm like, well, I'm going to be stalking him at any volleyball game I would happen to go to. I'm like, I'm never going to be at a volleyball game, though. And sure enough, open house, there was one. And we know one of the assistant coaches that we used to work with at Blockbuster.
Okay.
So we were going in to see him, and I look up in the stands, and I nudge Madeline like, there's Randy Orton. And so we went and talked to one of her teachers that was in there, and as we were walking out, I'm like, he's gone. I'm like, did he leave? So we're walking out of the building, and he comes walking in. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, hey, Randy, big fan. And he's like, thanks, and just kept walking. Mm-hmm. Aaron goes, you're such a nerd.
What would have been best is while he was walking by you, he just RKO'd you right there.
Aaron, hold my phone. Randy, RKO me, please.
RKO me, please. Please do it, please. Although I just watched a clip of like they called it his best RKO ever was at, I guess, WrestleMania, where it was outside.
Yeah.
In some stadium, I guess, against Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
And I guess Seth Rollins' move is to like stomp on your head or something like that.
Yeah.
And then when Seth went up to put his foot on Randy's head, he jumps up in the air and ready to come back down, but he comes up off the mat and catches him. Timed it perfectly, but they told the story where they'd been trying that move in practice. Like they'd practiced it previously to see if they could pull it off. And they had failed a whole bunch.
Yeah.
And they just said, we're going to go ahead and give it a try. And they didn't know if it would work or not. If it didn't, they'd figure something else out and just call out of it or something like that.
Yeah.
But he landed it perfectly. And then what the story was Seth was, because he was the one telling the story, was Randy was so caught up in the fact that he actually would hit the move. Yeah. He forgot to pin. He was like supposed to pin him, and he kept forgetting. He's like, the ref was telling Randy, pin him. And then he counted him out. Yeah. I was like, those are those cool little stories you don't hear. Like, you get the behind the scenes stuff.
One of my favorite things is where people insert Randy Orton and like people falling down and him giving them the RKO instead.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least he wasn't a jerk to you.
No, he was really cool. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to see him at another game because he's back in Florida at the training facility.
There you go.
Yeah.
Still kind of cool that he came back to St. Louis, kind of thing. Yeah. I guess because he doesn't live here, right? I guess, right? I don't know.
He was born here.
Well, I know he's born here. But I don't know if he lives here. Is what I was saying.
Well, apparently he does if his daughter goes to school on here.
Well, because his daughter goes here, but he might not be with the mom. I don't know if he's with the mom still, kind of thing. So.
No, he is.
Oh, he is. Okay,
yeah, they are. Yeah.
Good. So, all right. Yeah. So what do we have on the docket for this evening?
I really don't have much. Well, first off, I sent you that Blink-182 video. How amazing is that
I'd
song?
I'd seen clips of it playing on the background of some reels, and I kind of just, because it wasn't the full song, not the whole video.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, it was super somber, and it really wasn't something that I wanted to listen to because I was like, this just seems slow. It's not fun. It's not one of their normal fun Blink-182 songs.
It's not the one that, like, you'd hear on the radio.
Correct. But no, it was really good. And yeah, I enjoyed that. The same part you did when they showed all the old clips of them kind of when they were younger. That was really fun.
Well, and all the backgrounds that were flashing were from different videos.
Yeah.
So
I guess am I understanding the lyrics correctly? Is just about them welcoming Tom back into the band, I guess.
Yeah. How stupid it is to fight over some of the stuff they fought over the years, and that it took Mark getting cancer and Travis being in a plane accident to get them back together as a band both times.
I didn't know Mark had cancer. Did he beat it, or is he working with it right now?
He beat it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And how long has that been? I never even heard of that.
That might have been right around the time of the pandemic.
Oh, well, okay. Not exactly the best time to get it, right?
No.
Yeah. But no, it's a great song. I'm curious what the album, because that wasn't just a single, right? Have they written an album? Has that been released yet?
Album comes out in about a month.
Oh yeah, okay, that'll be fun.
Yeah, so I'll be picking that up.
Yeah.
Hopefully they tour and come to St. Louis, because this tour they've been doing, they skip St. Louis.
I wonder why, though.
I don't know.
When we went, well, now mind you, that was a long time ago at this point.
2017, I think.
That place was packed, right?
Yeah.
You agree with me? It wasn't like there wasn't a big sellout,
Yeah.
Plenty of tickets sold. So, although it would be great. Would they have to go to a place like Riverport, or could you imagine them doing something at the pageant? Is the pageant too small for them?
Pageant's too small. They'd have to do Riverport, maybe the St. Louis Music Park.
What about no indoor venues?
Maybe, but
like the Dome is too big and the Dome sucks. So we wouldn't say the Dome. But Enterprise, they could probably do Enterprise, right?
They could definitely do Enterprise, but I don't think the acoustics are great in there either. So I'd be disappointed. I'd go see them still, but I'd be disappointed.
What about is a Factory? I don't know how big Factory is.
Factory's smaller. No,
is it small?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
Is it smaller than the pageant?
I think it's bigger. I don't know for sure though. I haven't been there yet. I go to see Tech 9 in a couple weeks, so I'll report back.
You know who was there though not long ago, and I really wanted to. I want to do lots of stuff, but of course I never do anything.
Yeah.
was Tenacious D. That's where they played.
Oh, that would have been great.
I would love to see that. That would have been so fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you know who's coming soon? Dogstar.
Oh, Dogstar, yes. Keanu's coming in town.
I know, I'm tempted.
Do we stalk him? Let's just go to the airport and stalk.
Yeah.
Although, no, I would never do that. That guy's so nice.
Yeah.
Anybody that does that to him deserves bad things to happen to him, to be honest with you. Leave the guy alone. He's so kind.
Yeah.
He's just one of those guys that, of course you want to get their attention somehow, but it's like, leave him be, for the Lord's sake. Goodness.
And it's funny we bring him up because I just watched Always Be My Maybe with Aaron and Madeline.
Best scene in the movie.
Oh, I know.
Best scene. So funny, dude.
I was like, like she meets this guy, and they don't show who it is. I go, oh, just wait. Aaron goes, did you watch this? I said, I've seen the parts with this guy in it.
Yeah, buddy. That's funny, man.
I did not reveal that you had told me to see it, and I watched it without her.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, man, I feel bad. I still not seen John Wick 4. I really want to see it, but it's not on a service that I get. I think it's on like Paramount or Stars or something like that.
Yeah, I still haven't seen 3.
Oh, come on, man. That's at the get that from the library real quick.
I know, I need to. I've got a whole stack of library stuff anyway, so.
Yeah, no. But yeah, I've got one that I'm saving for my last. I got a lot to say about this movie. I can't wait to talk about it.
Okay.
I'm doing a little teaser for later on in the podcast, but man, I got a lot to talk about. Maybe not a lot, but I just want to praise this thing a lot. We'll say that.
All right.
But as far as like any topics or anything like that, I don't know if there's much going on in the world of nerd, to be honest with you.
Well, the writer's strike has ended.
Oh, they finally settled.
Yeah, let me pull up Marc Bernardin real quick because he's pretty good about keeping everyone up to date what's going on.
Because that would be something that would have popped up. Right, Hollywood writers to return to work. Sorry about that. It's my kids. Hollywood writers return to work as WGA votes to end strike.
Yeah. So here's what he posted. It was from the LA Times, and it's like kind of explaining everything. They're getting higher pay. They get a 5% increase this first year, 4% the following year, and then 3% in year 3. Residual bases and minimums will get lower increases or single increases, the guild said.
Yeah.
They get bonuses based off streaming data. Now,
here's the funny thing about that, though, Jay.
Yeah.
Is how it is with data of any kind like that. That's going to be manipulated and it's going to be falsified, and it's just they're going to feel like they got a victory, but I highly doubt any of that's going to go the way they think it's really going to go.
So the streaming stuff is not going to be released, the numbers, but they're going to give it to the Writers Guild so they can do bonuses based off of it.
Okay. Well,
they're setting up minimum staffing. A series with 6 episodes must have at least 3 writers. Anything that has 13 or more episodes must have a minimum of 6 writers, which can include 3 writers/producers.
But is this going to make the studios go down the road of AI and replace writers and go, no, we don't need you. We got our own writers, stuff like that. That's the thing you got to worry about. And here's the other problem, which I'm happy for people that get what they deserve, and I want creators to get all the money they can get because, hey, it's your baby, it's your product, it's your mind child. We'll say that. But in the long run, with all these increases in their pay, you know what that turns into?
Increases.
It's not going to be the production companies paying it. None of that money coming out of their pocket. Wait till Disney Plus is $30 a month and Netflix is $40 a month. It's going to happen.
So they do address AI in this. It says there's language that regulates the studio's use of AI, but also provides flexibility for guild members. Companies must disclose to writers if any material given to a writer has been generated by AI or incorporates AI-generated material.
Interesting. We'll see. We'll just see because that's they're not. This is not a charity by any means. They're in this to make money. So those production companies are going to cut corners. They're going to cheat. They're going to they're going to do whatever they have to save money.
So the initial offer from the AMPTP, the group that pays the writers, was $86 million. What they finalized at was $233 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But apparently they're ready to get right back into it and start pushing stuff. Like,
I'm curious if they were probably writing in the background. Really, they were writing, they just weren't turning it in.
Probably. But like Stranger Things, the final season's being pushed. There was another show I saw too that they said they're pushing pretty quick to try to get out.
Did you notice something on Netflix? Did you notice all the HBO shows dumped on there?
Yes. So David Zaslav has realized that they weren't making money anymore by licensing things out. So they took a bunch of the stuff and licensed a bunch to Netflix. And then most of the DC stuff is on, I think, Prime right now.
Yeah, I think so. Hey,
so I mean that's how they were making money before, was licensing this stuff out. Here, you can have this stuff for a year, but you have to pay us so much, and probably something based off numbers.
Yeah.
And now it's like everything went to their streaming service. Well, they lost that source of income, so now they're back to, all right, well, we're going to license some of it out. It'll come out on HBO Max at first, but anybody that has HBO Max is going to have it already. They're not going to go out and get it because Blue Beetle's coming out.
No, you're not going to get a subscription from me just because of Blue Beetle. No,
yeah.
Not.
See,
this is just how this always works. It's again, unions are great. I think they serve their purpose, and I'm glad that they're going to get their money. But it's just like, hey, this ain't going to go the way you think. It never does. It never does. And then as far as think of the auto workers union from that standpoint, they're going to get their raise, they're going to get their pay, but the manufacturers are not going to pay it.
Yeah.
And the already obnoxiously high prices on autos are just going to go even higher, and no one's going to be able to afford it. It's turning into any car is a luxury car for the ultra wealthy at this point, is what it feels like.
Well, and everything is going to end up going the way of sports, where cheapest ticket now to go to a sporting event is $40 plus food plus parking. It's just going to make it impossible.
Yeah, and that's what I told my kids, like, hey, if you don't want to do something, it might just be you and me, or you and your mom, or when you travel, it's like, hey, yes, like, sending one of you kids on a trip somewhere with your friends or something like that, that's one of us going is fine. A family cannot do it anymore. You can't do it as a family. It just doesn't work. So I'm glad you told me about the strike. I did not know that they reached an agreement, which is great that they did. But we'll see the residual fallout here really quickly once you get your email that, hey, your HBO subscription has increased to, X, and Hulu is Y, and the whole point of cutting the cord was to get the cheaper stuff, and then it's going to turn into where it's just going to be, once you're paying for all the streaming services, you're paying more than cable at some point. It's going to turn into.
I posted on Facebook recently the Captain Planet meme where it's the 5 kids together with the rings. But each one is a streaming service, and then at the bottom it's Captain Planet, and it says, "Paying as much as you did for cable." Yeah.
I mean, it is. It's exactly Now it's nice that you get to pick and choose. You're not held on any contracts. Of course, you could get. I'll get Hulu for a month, and then I'll go get HBO for a month.
Yeah,
and watch whatever, stuff like that. But what a mess! What a mess is all that. But hopefully, it turns into something great for some of these writers, and they can turn into a positive. And because the last one was when they did it with Lost, right? And that 1 year of TV, was that
2006, 2007, somewhere in there.
So we've had about 15 years of non-striking, which, hey, I guess we'll go another 15 until they strike again.
But I haven't heard anything about the actors, and I'm hearing the video game writers are about to go on strike.
Really? That's different. Hold on. Let me type that in and see what comes up. I did not hear anything about that. Video game strikes, the very first thing that comes up on Google. Let's check this out. SAG after video game performers vote to authorize strike. So I guess the mocap people are going for a strike here.
Yeah.
But I guess, does that include the actual writers of the video games too?
I thought I'd saw writers, but maybe not. Yeah.
I don't know what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, SAG, so Screen Actor Guild, so.
Yeah. So I guess this is all the mocap stuff.
Yeah.
Especially with, like, when you dealt with I don't know if she got paid for it, but when Ellen, but not Elliot Page.
Elliot Page.
When she was the face of a video game.
Yeah.
But then she went after Last of Us because it wasn't her. And we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
I think more than once probably. I wonder if this has something to do along those lines, where when they use her what's his name? Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
They used him in Death Stranding, and I'm wondering if this has something to do with that. Where maybe they're fighting about maybe if they could do AI and take an actor's AI face and put it on the video game character. I wonder if that has something to do with it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm curious to know what it's all about.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing because I mean they've done all the motion. Like if you think of the Fallen Jedi series, the kid from Shameless did all the motion capture for it. He wouldn't have to do anything else again because they've had 2 games worth of it for him. Yeah,
no, you're right. Oh, look at this. The Guild's last strike against the gaming companies was in 2016-17. Didn't even know about it. It lasted for 183 days. The Guild, meanwhile, has been on strike against the film and TV industry since July 14th. It's time for the video game companies to stop playing games and get serious about reaching agreement on this contract. The SAG after President Fran Drescher. Wait, Fran Drescher's the president of the SAG thing? The nanny?
Yes.
I don't know. What the heck is all that?
And like all the actors love her.
Really?
Yeah. I guess she speaks pretty well for them.
Okay. Interesting.
Probably doesn't laugh much either, so that helps.
Yeah, right. Yeah, here you go. Between the exploitative issues of AI and lagging wages, those who work in video games are facing many of the same issues as those who work in film and television. So I guess this also has to do with the behind-the-scenes folks that do the special effects.
Probably.
Wasn't that part of this where the Marvel special effects people were? I thought they were on strike too, right?
No, they didn't go on. They didn't go on strike, but they've complained about working conditions and how quickly Marvel will drop them if they're not meeting their standards. But apparently, the special effects people are unionizing too.
Interesting. Yeah. Because here you go. The 10 companies facing a possible strike are Activision, Blindlight, Disney Character Voices Inc., Electronic Arts Productions, Epic Games, Formosa Interactive, Insomniac Games, Take-Two Production, VoiceWorks for Productions, and WB Games. So I'm guessing the voice actors, right? I guess they're going. Huh. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, we'll have to see what the fallout is from all of it. More power to them.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'll tell you, those mocap people and those voice... I mean, Andy Serkis, that guy. He should be, in my opinion, he should be one of the highest paid people. I mean, that guy's a walking creator. You know what I mean? He just... He uses every facet of his body to create art, you know? It's just like, wow.
Well, and then someone like Sean Gunn.
Yeah. As far as Weasel and whatnot.
Well, and Rocket Raccoon. He did all the motion capture for that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay. Well, a lot of strikes, but at least the writers one's done. I did not know about the video game. Interesting. I guess the are actors on strike? Are actors still on? Or is that part of this whole voice thing?
It might be. It might be an extension of it. There's separate guilds. And I know, like, animation actors or voiceover people are a separate guild, too. So Hollywood turns to actor strike after writers agree to deal. So now that the writers are taken care of, now we're going to take care of the actors. Because, those poor actors need so much more money than what they make right now. I understand. Yeah.
It's more than the money part of it.
Well, and it's also...
all those actors that are not the big stars.
Right.
You know, the ones that are the working actors that do commercials and small roles and the character bits. I get that. I know that's mainly what it's about.
And those are the ones that struggle, like, to have the Screen Actor Guild insurance. It costs like $22,000 a year.
Man, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right.
Well, hopefully that ends pretty soon after that.
Yeah.
So, I guess I should, and this, I don't know if this is really homework because we talked about a lot of it last time, but I did finish up on that DC documentary.
Yes.
On Max, and Yeah, it did focus. It focused a lot more on the movie side of things, and all that good stuff. But I wanted to share a funny story though, not even funny, but just real quick one, because Jen went to go see her cardiologist this week, and I had a copy of my Moonshine comic with me because I didn't know if we were going to be waiting a long time to see the doctor, right? So I just brought some reading material with me. And of course, we didn't have to wait at all. Actually, I walked into the room. Jen was already there. I was meeting her there at the hospital.
Yeah.
And I walk in. They're already talking. I sit down, and the doctor goes, "Oh, you're gonna make some moonshine?" I was like, "Oh no, it's a graphic novel. It's a comic, whatnot." He goes, "Oh, you used to read comics when you were a kid?" And I was like, "No, still do." Still do. And he goes, "Oh. Hey, do you know a guy named Jim Lee?" I was like, "You mean one of the biggest artists of all time?" "Yeah, I've heard the name."
I've heard of him.
Goes, well, he's from. I was like, "Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's a St. Louis kid. Yeah, totally get that. Yeah, and how? I guess I should look that up. How much older is Jim Lee than us? Is he that much older? Is he like?
Oh, I think 20? So. Probably 20 at least.
Okay.
That would be my guess. Here.
Okay. Here. How old is Jim Lee? He's 59. So, yeah, he's quite a bit. He's quite a bit our senior, but still. The funny part is the cardiologist goes, "Yeah, Jim Lee, good old Jim." And I was like, "Yeah, good old Jim." And I'm kind of like looking at him like a little odd face. He goes, "Oh, sorry. We went to church together as kids." I was like, "Oh, my God." He goes, yeah, no, Jim's super friendly, super nice. He was a little bit older than I was at the church, but yeah, we still know of each other. I'm like, "Is he like a friend, like where you email and text?" And he's, "Oh no, like when he's in town, a friendly hello is about what it is. But no, we're not that close by any means." But he goes, "Yeah, man, and have you read his biography?" I was like, I didn't know he wrote a biography. Maybe he does. I don't know.
Oh.
I didn't say anything about it, but I was like, he's like, Yeah, his parents were really upset when he dropped out of Princeton. I knew he was going to be a doctor, but I didn't realize he went to Princeton or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, apparently the story was he went to a convention and showed his portfolio, and then things kind of took off. But his parents were so mad, and in the Korean culture, you're immigrant.
Yep.
You're about to be a doctor. The dream of any immigrant, that's almost stereotypical, but I was like, I get it. Yeah. That's a great story. And he goes, yeah, they're not so mad at him anymore right now after he bought him a house in LA. Yeah,
I'm sure. Did you leave a Nyrdcast card with him to pass along next time he's in town?
Right. Yeah, no, it's just like one of those things where it's just like, hey, yeah, he's a St. Louis kid and people don't realize it. And of course he does. But I think in one of the documentaries, he was wearing a Kansas City Royals hat. And he's like, I was like, did he go to Kansas City first? He's like, you know what? I do think like for the first 5 years of his life or something, I think his parents were living in Kansas City. Then they moved to St. Louis.
Yeah.
Where he was here until, graduated. I don't know where he graduated from here, but after that, went to school, but then New York and then LA and all that good stuff. So.
Yeah. But
yeah, that's what maybe when seeing Jim Lee on that and then thinking of that story, I was like, man, that's some small world St. Louis crap. That's only a St. Louis thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
There, to me. But it was a fun little story that I was like, wow. I was like, Jen, your cardiologist is awesome. He knows Jim Lee. That's awesome.
Yeah. So to tie into that, there's a DC story that came out today.
Okay.
Batman and Superman travel to Kingdom Come Universe, an official prequel.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I don't know anything about it. I just got a screen grab of it from Screen Rant.
Okay.
So
awesome.
Let's look up Kingdom Come prequel and see if there's any news on it.
Kingdom Come was a good book.
It was a really good book.
In the documentary, they did a little segment with Mark Waid and Alex Ross, of course, of Kingdom Come fame. And just, I'm trying to remember what they were trying to hit on. It's basically, world where why do we need superheroes, but then the superheroes come back to get everybody back in check and whatnot. So,
yeah. All right, so here you go. World's Finest number 20 kicks off a 5-part arc called Heir to the Kingdom. It's by Mark Waid, art by Dan Mara. They team up with now classic characters of Kingdom Come. It's a prequel to the series. You can check it out. They had a preview on whatever this is I'm on. The 5-part arc teams up the Dark Knight and the Man of Steel with a jaded Superman, a broken Batman, a war-hungry Wonder Woman, and other re-imaged superheroes of the 96 groundbreaking series.
So basically it's the series that shows you how things got to the way they were.
Probably with our Batman and Superman as the point of view characters in place of Wesley Dodd.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'm just trying to see if I'm scrolling through something here to see what other news might have come out this week.
At least it's Mark Waid doing it, who wrote the original series.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm excited about that. I'll probably pick that up.
Yeah, no, that's not that. I'd probably wait till trade format, but yeah, it's definitely something I want to read.
Well, I signed up for the 7-day trial of the DC app today, so I haven't got to dig into it yet. But I'm gonna. Okay. I'm already seeing stuff that came out last month, so I'm pretty happy about that.
So, and here's one of the headlines I found real quick that I thought we might want to touch on just very briefly. It was Superman Legacy. Filming start expected to be delayed. So Superman Legacy is delayed already. Which, with the strike, I guess that's to be expected. Right?
I think pretty much everything is delayed at this point.
Yeah. I don't know. That's I'm ready. I want this thing to come out sooner than later. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I know Marvel's pushed back a bunch of their titles over the next couple of years. Part of it might be to spread them out a little bit more, but I think a lot of it was the strikes that are going on.
Oh, and here, you ready for this rumor? There's a fan rumor for who's going to play Lex Luthor in the film.
Okay.
Lynn Howerton.
I saw that.
Always Sunny fame. I'm like, really? Really? Huh.
Oh, I just watched him in something recently. What is it's a movie coming out.
We just watched Sweet what's her Sweet whatever.
Sweet D.
Yeah, we just watched her in Champions, right?
Yeah.
So they're branching out a little bit.
Oh, he's in the BlackBerry movie coming out. It's kind of a comedy look at the creation of the BlackBerry.
The phone?
The phone, yeah.
Huh. Okay.
I saw the trailer for it. It looks hilarious.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's a drama comedy. It says explores the incredible growth and tragic collapse of the world's first smartphone and how it smashed huge enterprises before surrendering to Silicon Valley's fiercely competitive companies.
Well, the iPhone killed it.
Yeah.
I had a BlackBerry at one point, and it was actually really good. Like as far as for texting and emailing, it made it. That keyboard was awesome.
I had one. I had one for work for a while.
Yeah.
But so far, like early reviews, 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb and 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, now I have another article here pulled up saying 10 comic book characters who deserve to be in the DCU. So characters who need to be in the new Gunn-verse, I guess, is who they want. Which,
if Tim Drake isn't listed,
it's the first one kind of it says 10, but they list number 11 on here, and the number 10, nothing pulled up for number 10. So maybe they screwed up on how they wrote this.
Yeah,
but they said Blue Beetle, but the Ted Cord Blue Beetle is who they're referencing here.
Yeah,
which I'm like, whatever, take it or leave it. Because we got Jaime already, right? So
yeah, and James Gunn named him as one of the people that is staying around. He said him, Amanda Waller, and Peacemaker.
Okay. And then you've got Martian Manhunter was the next one they listed here that they want to see show up in the Gunn-verse.
Okay.
Green Arrow would be number 8, which I'd love to see it, but I just don't know. I don't think you're going to get I don't think you're getting a movie out of him.
Yeah, and really, I think there's other characters I'd rather see because we've already seen 2 versions of him in Smallville and the Arrowverse.
Yeah. Which I was listening to Alan Ritchson on a podcast on the Inside of You podcast. He was the original Aquaman in the Smallville version of the Justice League. And then they were going to have him come back and do Aquaman for something else. Yeah. I don't remember what it was, but then they replaced him with Justin Hartley. Who was Green. I was like, what? It confused me. I don't remember any of that. That was the thing back in the day. You remember that?
Yes. Oh, I didn't. I knew that Justin Hartley was supposed to play Aquaman in like a series on CW at the time.
Okay.
I even think they filmed the pilot for it.
Really?
Yeah.
It was Green Arrow, though. It's the same verse. It was going to be the same universe at that time, right?
I don't think it was. I think it was just its own thing.
Own thing?
Yeah.
Okay. But no, it never saw the light of day, though.
No,
I don't remember anything about it. So.
No.
And then they listed Black Lightning here.
Okay, I can see that. Even though, but again, it's a character they've done.
Yeah, but he got his own show there for a little bit. Did you ever watch the show?
I didn't. Madeline watched part of it. She said it was okay.
Yeah, I was burnt out. I was burnt out on CW at that point.
So was I.
Or Arrowverse, which, Berlanti was on that documentary for a little bit.
Yeah,
and talking about the Arrowverse and its impact and whatnot. Which it was very brief though, very brief about what they did with that.
Yeah.
Which it needs to get more love than it got in that documentary, I thought.
It should have,
but you could probably make a whole Arrowverse documentary on its own, I guess. If you
probably
really dive into it.
I think they didn't do much on it because it was dying down, and they're kind of wanting to focus more on James Gunn, and that's why he got a lot more of the play in it.
I'm wondering what they're going to do on the TV side. They're just not going to have any TV stuff for a while, I guess.
Probably not.
Because Teen Titans is going to go away, or Titans, that's going away.
Yeah.
I thought this was the last season of that.
Yeah.
Stargirl really didn't do anything.
No.
Superman a little another season, but I don't know if they'll go beyond this one. I thought that's going to pretty much be done after that.
Yeah.
I mean, all of Arrowverse is dead, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Doom
a break.
Doom Patrol's done, I think. So yeah, I guess Gotham Knights is technically still out there, but I don't know if they're going to renew it.
I'll mention it. Gross. All right, here. Let me fly through this. I'm looking at the time, so we're gonna have to. Power Girl, Barbara Gordon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get a Barbara Gordon, did we? In Snyderverse, we should have gotten a Barbara. I don't understand why we didn't. That would have been good.
Or in the Arrowverse.
Yeah, I didn't get that. We did get that one series way back in the day, though, with Oracle. She was Oracle.
Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey, yeah. That for a little bit.
With Helena Wayne.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'd love to see. Hopefully, Barbara gets some play in the Gunn-verse. Which, I'm sorry, the Batgirl movie that got killed, right?
Yeah.
Was that Barbara?
I don't think it was.
Okay. Was it going to be some Batgirl that wasn't any of the traditional Batgirls from the book?
I think so.
Why do they keep doing this?
I don't know.
It's driving me nuts. Especially with that freaking Gotham Knights thing. Oh, just...
Yep.
All right. So, The Flash. Jay Garrick version of The Flash. They want to see Jay Garrick in his universe.
I want new characters. I mean, Jay Garrick was done in Arrowverse.
I want Wally.
Yeah, the real Wally.
The real Wally. Yes, thank you. Yep. Beast Boy, which I'm all for Teen Titans. Let's get a live action Teen Titans, not like they did on Titans, but in the movieverse somehow. That'd be cool. Donna Troy, and then of course number one on the list. Guess who number one on the list is?
I want to say Batman, but
nah, it's Wally.
Well, is it Wally?
Well, yeah, it's Wally. Yeah, they want to see Wally would be the one that never got any, didn't get into the DCEU.
Yeah.
Wally would be the guy, and I think that's the way you go. You get Wally in there, get Dick Grayson in there, let those two be best friends and stuff. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Do the more classic Teen Titans instead of.
So, but I know we're gonna get. I thought the plan was in the Gunn-verse we're gonna get we are going to get a Batman. We're also going to get a Robin. I was pretty positive. I thought we were going to get a Robin.
We are, and it's Damian.
It's going to be Damian. Okay.
Yes, because they're doing a Brave and the Bold movie, and it's Damian and Bruce.
Okay, so
and it's
I'm happy about that.
It's not going to be Robert Pattinson. They're going to do a separate.
Yeah. Okay. And then the question is who are they going to cast for that Batman? The real question is who are you going to get for. Who are you going to get to play Damian? That's going to be a casting you've got to get right.
Yes.
You can't mess up on Damian, man, because that's a character that's hard to get. And they're going to have to find the right kid. Man, they're going to have to find the right kid.
I want Damian so bad, but at the same time, I don't know how the general public is going to react to him. Because they're going to...
Same thing with Ahsoka, where if you don't know the background, you're not going to understand what's going on.
Luckily enough, people know Ra's al Ghul. And Talia got a little bit of play in the Arrowverse.
She got play in Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. I forgot about that.
So the name is not completely unfamiliar to people. Yeah. But it'll be interesting.
But people are going to see Robin and expect probably Dick just from what's the 30-year-old's name that played him in Batman and Robin?
Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah, Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah. The 30-year-old Dick Grayson. Yeah, I know, right? What an awful portrayal. See, like I enjoy the 90s nostalgia right now where like Christian Haydenson's getting love for portrayals of Anakin. where's the love for Chris O'Donnell as Robin? Where's that at? It ain't coming. I'll tell you that. No one's fighting for that to get his just dues, right?
But there is the Schumacher cut out there.
Oh my God. I know. I have to see that someday, I guess. Is that on Max? Is that gonna be on Max someday?
I don't think so. I think. I mean, the only time I've heard of it is Kevin Smith talking about it because he got a bootleg copy of it.
Put it out there, Max. Might as well.
Oh, they would make a killing off it.
The Schumacher cut out there. You'll see what it looks like.
Yeah, but then eventually they're gonna have to do the Ayers cut. So.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
Although I'm curious to see, that's a guilty pleasure movie for me because it's just a mindless action movie. It's not great.
Mm-hmm.
But I had fun with it.
It's fun. It's a fun music video.
Yeah.
And the only other thing I would say as far as from a topic is, well, let's save it for next time. We need to talk about all the rumored cameos in Deadpool 3.
Oh, I know.
So let's save that for next time, though.
Yeah. Okay.
So remember to write that down. We'll get to that next.
Yeah.
And, you go ahead and you do your homework. Do you have a lot?
No, I don't have much.
Okay.
I went back and watched Raising Arizona.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, what brought that on?
I saw it out there, and I'm like, that would be a good one for the kids to watch. But I better watch it first because it's been a long time since I'd seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's on the agenda to watch with them because Madeline and Will both expressed interest in seeing a lot more older movies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what are you talking older? Because like the Gold Rush is on HBO Max, and I think that's essential viewing for someone that wants to learn like history of film.
Okay.
But early Coen brothers fits that too.
Okay. Yeah.
So, God, it still holds up. It's so funny.
Of course it does. Yeah. There's nothing about that movie that wouldn't hold up.
Yeah. And then the other one I watched was The Machine.
Okay, we can both talk because I watched it for today. I watched it last night. I don't think I laughed as much as you made it sound like you laughed a lot, and I didn't laugh very much except for one scene. But I'll let you do your review of it first.
I really enjoyed it. I was expecting the movie of just the story of the machine, not this little like postscript of him going back and like the fictionalized version of it all.
Yeah, the true story being the relationship between a father and a son or a daughter.
Yeah,
that was I think what he wanted to push across, and dealing with some of his actual mental issues in regards to going to see therapy, where he makes everything about himself, like as a like I guess he suffers from a narcissistic personality or something like that.
Yeah,
which I'm like, this is pretty deep for a damn comedy. Yeah, but hey, it was it was enjoyable though. Yeah,
but like I didn't expect there to be that depth to the story.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of stuff. If you just look up at the right time when it's on in the background, you probably laugh more. Because like I look up and he shoots the guy in the head who shoots the next guy.
Yeah, that was funny.
Goes down the line.
No, the part that I actually laughed out loud at, and I was laughing pretty hard, was when the Russian girl mobster slits one of the other one's throats and he punches the dude in the slit and his fist is in his throat and he can't get the fist out of the throat
as they're hanging out the train.
And then
stop fisting his throat.
What was it? Mark Hamill's describing it like putting your hand in a Pringles can or something like that. You
just
gotta let go. I was dying, dude. Yeah. I was laughing so hard at that.
Mark Hamill
was great. Yeah, Mark Hamill.
He still has it, man.
Oh yeah.
I love him so much.
How do you not? The guy is amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but yeah, no, I agree with you. It was definitely a good Netflix movie, but yeah, I would have to assume it bombed at the box office because I don't see why anyone. It's not a theater movie. It's
it's not. Unfortunately, that's how comedies are right now, though.
Yeah, they all of them. I don't think you're going to see very many comedies in the theater ever really anymore.
I mean, the days of going to see Superbad, American Pie, those type of movies, just they aren't. The general public won't go watch them anymore.
Yeah.
Because a lot of you couldn't make those movies today.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna. People say it'll kill comedy. It won't kill comedy. They'll just be straight to video, or everyone's gonna wait for them to show up on something like Prime.
But I find it funny you brought up American Pie because I recently watched a clip of Stifler. I forget his real name, but
Sean William Scott.
It was when he was on Conan. It was an old Conan clip. And he goes, yeah, no, you can never make that movie today. Like, kids fuck pies like on a Wednesday. That's common. There's no shock factor to that anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, that's so sad, but he's so right. No. Yeah. Society's just gotten a little bit weirder, that's for sure. So, like, the stuff that you got laughs out of from a shock factor point from those movies, they're not going to be shocking anymore. And plus, more people would probably be upset about the language used or the stereotype, comedy making fun of the stereotype. Well, that's not acceptable anymore, So it's just like, I was like, I'm so sad that kind of comedy's gone from the theater, but hopefully it still has an audience somewhere.
Well, yeah, and I think it'll stay alive, but it'll just be more. It's not the equivalent of direct to video, like direct to DVD, direct to video when we were kids, but they'll go to streaming because they'll have a better life there than they would in the theater.
Okay, yeah. So, did you have anything else that you watched besides that one?
That was all I watched. As far as what I read, Royal City from Jeff Lemire.
Yeah, you telling me. Don't tell me too much. Just other than that, it's just really good.
It's a family drama set in Canada, about a family that lost a kid at an early age.
Oh, come
like a teenager.
You're gonna make me cry when I read that thing. Is that how many trades is it?
3 trades. It's like 14 issues.
14 issues, 3 trades. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you make? Yeah, I guess because it's not even 6. So okay. Yeah. They split up a little bit different. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Did you get it from the library? Or did you purchase?
I digital from the library.
Oh, digital. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All
right. So then, BRZRKR Volume 1.
Oh, you read it too? Oh,
yes.
Tell me, how'd you like it?
It was a fun book. It wasn't an original book because there's been so many, like Highlander, Old Guard type books that I've read.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's an It's interesting though, and I think it's enough to keep me to keep reading.
Yeah, that's the same. I find it very interesting enough to keep reading because the one that I finished this week, just to tangent off that Department H, that depth, that's the murder mystery. And good enough to read the first trade, but I don't know if it kept my attention to where I want to get 4 trades into it.
Yeah,
and I don't know how many beyond that it goes.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm BRZRKR. I'm definitely. I've already. Funny enough, you mentioned I've already ordered the second trade, so hopefully it gets to the library pretty soon. Where I can kind of keep going with it.
I finished Batman Damned. It was okay.
Yeah.
It was an interesting take.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't feel very linear at times, and I just kind of every once in a while I'm like, what's going on? I'm just kind of lost in it.
Yep. I can feel you on that. And the thing I enjoyed most was that play on the relationship between Thomas and Martha. That was the part that made me go, this is a little different, a little unique. So that's why I enjoyed it a little bit. And how about the artwork? How did you enjoy that?
Oh, the artwork was amazing.
Yeah, I liked that a lot.
Yeah. And then the last one, I got about halfway through and I gave up on Tank Girl.
Oh, wow. Because it's just older and it's harder to get through the older material?
So I got it's Tank Girl 1, and it's a lot of the early, just like 2 or 3 page stories that they did that were in like anthologies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't play for me. Yeah, it's definitely dated. They were trying to go for a dystopian future type thing a little bit. I just wasn't entertained by it, and I was very disappointed because I guess I'd built it up in my own mind. I'd heard so much good stuff about it. I never saw the movie, but like everyone's like, "Oh, it's like punk rock comics," and I'm like, "Sweet, right up my alley." Nah, I got halfway through it, and I'm like, I just can't push through this anymore. So I went to All-Star Superman instead.
All right, so is that all you got on your list?
Yep, that's all I got.
Okay. All right, because I got to get through mine really quick, so I got a heart out here.
All right. And then we'll hold off on Ahsoka till next week.
Yeah, we can hold off on that because I still need to watch this Tuesday's episode.
Okay,
and then we can talk because then we need to talk about the previous episode from that one.
Yeah, and then by the time we record next week, the last episode will be out.
Oh, so we could just finish up the whole series, the whole first season. Okay.
And actually,
I don't know. Is there going to be a second season of it?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I talked to my buddy Jeremy today in text. I'm like, hey, would you be able to hop on for a little bit tonight? But he had other stuff going on. But I want to get a take from someone who hasn't seen Clone Wars and Rebels.
Okay. Because I had that discussion, and then my brother-in-law, he's big into the cartoons.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have my sister watch it, and because her thing is like, she's like, you guys just get too caught up in the lore of the universe instead of just enjoying a show for what the show is. And I go, huh. But she hasn't watched it yet. But
yeah.
I am also of the belief that, knowing her well enough, she's going to be the person that's going to be asking the most questions while the show is going to be going on. Yeah. like that. And I was like, don't do that. Don't be that person. Don't ask questions while the show's going on. We can talk about it afterwards.
See,
write your questions down and we'll address them after the show.
It's funny, though, because Erin's seen Clone Wars, Erin's seen Rebels, and she's not enjoying it. So,
interesting.
Yeah. Some of my friends give her a hard time about it because, I mean, we're all loving it, but she's not.
Yeah. I wonder what get her main critiques of it when next time we'll discuss.
Well, I know her main critiques, okay. But we'll save it.
Okay, cool. All right, so let me get through the first couple here really fast. Pump Up the Volume with Christian Slater.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever watch that?
Oh, yeah.
Really weird, and addresses some topics in certain ways where you're just like, I think this movie's just way before its time.
It was.
Way before its time. Christian Slater was amazing in it.
Yeah. It's a great movie.
It was a blind spot for me, and I'm glad I got around to watching it. It's a little odd.
I might have to go back and rewatch it now.
Yeah, watch it. It's a little dated too.
Yeah.
I guess it's hard for me to say that, right? Maybe I'm contradicting myself because I go it's before its time, but it's a little dated.
The message of it is ahead of its time, but
yes,
the way they handled it is not.
Yeah, a little bit. Watch it and let's discuss it because it's worth it. I think it's HBO. I think it's where I watched it.
Okay.
But I'm glad I did. It's not like I thought I wasted my time. And of course, I think the real reason for its popularity back in the day, besides being the topics that it hit on, because we talk about that stuff a lot more openly now, but back then you would not talk about the things they talked about.
Right.
Was the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was the big draw to it. Watch I don't know if I want dark comedy. Comedy. Sunshine Cleaning, I think was the name of it.
Oh, yeah.
I remember if I wrote it down right. It had Amy Adams and Emily Blunt in it. Did you ever watch that one?
I don't think I did.
Interesting. I think the dad in it was also the granddad in Little Miss Sunshine.
Yes. Alan Arkin?
I think that's his name. Yeah. He was really good, and I enjoyed him the most out of everybody in that movie. It was good. It was good, but not great. Nothing special. Not one I'd say go out of your way to try to watch, but not a bad one. I'm not done with this one. I almost finished it before we got on here. I just have like probably 20, 30 more minutes left. National Champions. This one I do want your take on.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I have not watched it. It's on my list of things to watch.
Put it on your list. It's right in line with what's going on in the world today. Netflix flipped this thing around, and it's a super interesting topic to discuss if you're into college sports at all.
Is that the J.K. Simmons one?
J.K. Simmons is in it. Yes.
Yep.
He's all, of course, and it's got J.K. Simmons. Why would you not watch it?
Of course,
right? So there was that one. Now this is the most interesting one. Not the best thing I watched, but the most interesting thing I watched. And it was very touching. Almost cut onions a few times while watching it, and it hit a couple chords. I don't know how to. Okay, the name of the movie was the Jesus Revolution.
Yeah, I watched it.
Interesting movie, right?
Yes.
And it hit on some topics in regards to, I call it this, I know it's not, but the mega church.
Yes.
That I have a lot of problems with. But I also don't want people, I don't begrudge people for being part of a large community that want to find happiness, they want to find guidance, they want to find spirituality, they want to find something that's positive and hopeful, and something I've always been like, I want to use the right word. I've always admired the way that the church that you guys go to, because of your service. You guys always post things online that the service that the kids get to do. The youth group is amazing with that church, is what it sounds like. Yeah. It seems like you found a great community. Yes. You found a really great community to be part of. Yeah. that the mega church, I don't see that part of. You know what I mean? Because it just seems too big. It seems too big to be that. And it gets too big of itself. And then you start going, well, are we here to do good in the world? Are we here to create the mega church? And I have ego and there's money involved and stuff, which they didn't touch on anything with money wise in that movie.
No, they didn't.
They didn't. But it had undertones of it. And that made me really go, what do we, because at the beginning of the movie, it was so, it felt very pure. And it felt like I was going in one direction. Then it veered and took another one.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ready for that veer. And I didn't want it to take that veer because I was feeling so good about the other direction it was going.
Right.
Was
exactly.
Like, but, man, that was a great movie. Whether you're religious, whether you're Christian, Catholic, any religion, I think you could enjoy this movie and find something that touched you in a certain way in regards to how are you in regards to your religion or your spirituality. And I thought it did a really good job at that.
And it's one of those movies that's based off a true story.
Yeah, no, that was the other. I was like, I was expecting, and I think it said something at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
I think it did say something. I think it was on in the background a little bit, so I didn't get to read everything that it showed. But
but then at the end they show everybody like where they are now.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
But it was whoever they casted for the Jesus character, because that's who they were going for. They made you want to think that he was Jesus. But what a great name too, Lonnie Frisbee. It's like, what a name,
man! And John Lithgow was so good.
Wait, John Lithgow wasn't in this movie.
Wasn't he the
Kelsey Grammer? Kelsey Grammer.
Was it Kelsey Grammer? I was thinking it was Lithgow.
Yes.
Okay.
He was the pastor, but Lithgow could have easily replaced him.
He could have
easily replaced him. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, since I don't have a lot of time, but I like that one.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot more than I thought I was. It's one of those movies that it's one of those that you're almost afraid to talk with people about because you don't want to step on toes anymore.
Very much so.
But I wish that, again, even if you were Jewish or something like that and you watch this movie, I was like, I think there'd be things you could enjoy about it. You know?
There's a message there that can hit anybody.
Yes, good point. That's a great way to put it. But here, I know I got a heart out here really quick, but I wanted to touch on this, and it was well worth the wait at the library.
Mm-hmm.
It was easily the best picture of the year. It should have beat your movie, hands down, The Whale. The Whale was the best movie of that year, and it's not even close. That thing was amazing.
It was incredible.
Brendan Fraser turned in the performance of his career. It was written beautifully, executed beautifully. That there are so many topics that were hit on in that movie. Holy crap. Just talk about just hitting you in the gut over so many different topics.
Yeah.
Wow. And Sadie Sink is her name from Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah.
A powerful performance from her.
It was unreal.
The fact that it took place in that apartment, the whole movie took place in that apartment.
Yeah.
Incredible. And then I don't know if you watched the scenes, like they added some bonus content on the DVD with Aronofsky, right? Or how are you
Darren Aronofsky.
Yeah, Aronofsky. Just talking about the struggles of being able to film it just the right way with such a confined space to get the camera to move the right way and catch the right angles, and setting the couch up specifically in one spot in the room so they could get the camera to pan around it. Wow, it just hit you in the gut in so many different ways. And I was just like,
and wow. Him continually,
wow.
Him continually going back to that review of Moby Dick.
Yeah.
And then you find out it was his daughter's.
Yes. From her 8th grade essay.
Yes.
Incredibly well done.
It was.
You did not talk this movie up enough. I was like, man, because I'm here real quick. I gotta know. Because I know your movie won. I know you love your Everything Everywhere All at Once, but that would be 2023, right? 2023 Best Picture nominees?
Yes. It was those two. 1,000 Years of Longing, I think.
Okay, so again, I haven't seen everything, so maybe I should hold off a little bit.
Okay.
Because I've seen most of them now.
Okay.
And so Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Amazing movie, way better than. It's not just an action movie by any means. I
much better than it should have been.
I never thought it would, but it's such a rewatchability factor. Love Top Gun Maverick.
Yes.
Okay, Women Talking with Frances McDormand, which I try to watch most of everything she does because she just hits them out of the park lately. But did not watch that one, so I haven't seen that. Then we got our Banshees of Inisherin.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that? For some reason, I think we were both on the same page. We both really, really like this movie, but we don't know why.
Yeah.
Like it so much.
Exactly.
Triangle of Sadness, which I don't know about anything about that one. So
I don't either.
Everything all everywhere all at once. The
Yeah.
Fablemans, which you know my feelings about the Fablemans.
It was so good.
Now you're telling me, hold on, Matt, because here's the thing: we're saying all these. The Whale didn't even get nominated. I just
It didn't get nominated for Best Picture.
It didn't even get nominated.
Oh, it should have. He won Best Actor. I know that.
Yeah, so I'll bring that up here in a second. Because here, Fablemans, All Quiet on the Western Front, which I love that. That's a great one.
That was a good one.
Avatar: Way of the Water, which I'm like, I couldn't even get through Avatar. I found it to be boring. Maybe I need to go back. I'll try to rewatch it.
It was okay, but it was pretty much a rehash of the first one, just with his kids involved.
I guess. Elvis, which I have no desire to watch that.
No.
Maybe. Okay. And then Tar with Cate Blanchett, which I know that's on something. I know it's on a streaming service.
It was on Peacock.
Okay.
But I had no appeal to watch it. Like something like RRR or the one with Tilda Swinton, 3,000 Years of Longing. Probably should have been on there too with The Whale.
Okay, I never heard of that one with Tilda Swinton on it.
It's her and Idris Elba. He's like a genie, and he's telling her all these stories through the years, and they fall in love.
Okay.
Interesting movie. I don't know if you'll care for it a whole lot. It's kind of out there.
Okay, because Brendan Fraser for The Whale was nominated, and he won, right? So you have him, Colin Farrell from Banshees, Paul Mescal for After Sun. Never even heard of it.
No.
Austin Butler's Elvis, and then Bill Nighy for a movie called Living, which I haven't heard of that one either.
No.
Whale wasn't even nominated. How is that even possible? You tell me how that's possible. That's Oscar bait, right? That was an Oscar bait movie.
You would think so. I mean, was Aronofsky up for director? Because I don't even know who won director.
I thought it was Everywhere All at Once.
The Daniels.
I don't know who won, because here's your nominees. It was Martin McDonagh for Banshees.
Yeah.
Ruben Östlund for Triangle of Sadness. Daniel Scheinert for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Todd Field for Tar. Daniel Kwan for Everything. It was dual directors for that movie. Kwan and Scheinert, I guess.
The Daniels.
The Daniels, and then you had Spielberg for Fablemans. So, but who won? Yeah, okay. Yeah, they won. The Daniels won.
The Daniels won.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, because I'm trying to think of what other movie has dual directors that won. Could you name anything?
No. I mean, maybe the Coen brothers have won at one point, but...
Oh, for No Country for Old Men. Didn't that one win?
Maybe.
I don't remember. We'll have to dive into that a little bit because I got to get running here.
Right.
But, man, it didn't even get nominated, Jay. What the hell? That's ridiculous to me. Super ridiculous. But that's by far the best movie I watched out of all of those. Jesus Revolution was a nice surprise. National Champions is one that's surprising me for being I think it's a direct to Netflix kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's good, really good so far. I'm really enjoying it. I just need to finish it.
Yeah. Coen brothers won for for No Country.
Yeah, there you go. See, so. And then I'm almost done with Moonshine. I was hoping I'd finish it before we got on here tonight. I'm not done yet, but I don't. Is there more than one volume to that?
Yeah, there is. I don't know how many though.
Oh, good lord.
I know. That's kind of how I was about it too after the fact.
Well, I mean, I want to. I like it. I actually really like it a lot. It was just like, I want to move on to other stuff, and I'm not getting that opportunity to do so.
Yep.
But yeah, no, great. I'm glad that we both got to watch it. I mean, that was a great recommendation. I wanted to watch it, but it's just it finally came in. I was able to go pick it up and put it on. I was pleasantly surprised by how much I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And man, Brendan Fraser, best performance. This is the same guy from Encino Man.
Oh, I know.
The Mummy, and he turns in that performance after everything that he's been through in Hollywood. It's just like
George of the Jungle.
Yeah. The dude deserves his love that he's getting now, man.
Oh yeah.
All to him, man. All power to him for that.
I love him as Robot on.
I'll have to watch it someday.
Yeah.
Just for that part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, sir. I got to wrap it up there.
Okay.
So next time, definitely need to do our deep dive on Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And then the Deadpool 3.
Deadpool 3 rumors.
I want to touch on some of that stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right, man. Until next time.
All right.
See you.
Thanks for listening.
You can find us on our website, nerdcast.com. It's NYRDCAST. You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube by searching @Nyrdcast.
The intro music is The Other Side by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, a Mad Dog remix made by Madeline Tierney. This week's featured track is Keep Up by Go Betty Go.